Oh yeah, they just had another mass shooting.
Where
Yep.
at?
I'm not. It popped up, but I haven't looked at it yet.
Dang.
And then they said it was involving a child also. So when I get more details, wow. Because they have been having a lot of shootings lately.
Yeah,
There's just been a lot of them, really.
Which is kind of crazy.
it is.
That's the last thing I would have thought have been like, what was going on. Now that they're starting to open up the country again.
So then y'all going to see the Mortal Kombat movie or staying at home see the Mortal Kombat movie?
I'm
I
probably,
haven't really seen anything on it, so I don't really know.
I'm probably skipping.
What about Space Jams 2? What y'all opinions on
That's
that?
a hard skip.
Dang,
Hard
you
skip.
skipping the Space Jam?
Hard skip.
Oh, that's right. You're not a LeBron's fan.
No, I had no problem with. I don't have a problem with LeBron. That's fine. It's all these changes and cuts that they make in the characters that
Oh, okay.
have
Okay,
been characters for the longest time. Yet we got all these other problematic characters that are on live television right now that they're not. I don't see any petitions to fix that.
Yeah.
But
I get what
Space Jam is a little too like what's the word I want to say? I don't know. I just don't feel like that's something that needed to be messed with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't even think Pebbly with Peel was in the first one.
He was.
Okay, no, I wasn't paying attention. Or he didn't have a big enough scene.
I mean, yeah, he didn't really have the biggest
Cause if you realize about it, he never had like big scenes like that in anything. But I think the biggest issue is they cut him out. But there's a character who I seen try to rate the whole I don't even know where they from. What city? I can't even think of the city name. Shit, I forgot his name. Quagmire. Come on. Cause like when episode he was trying to sleep with Meg, he was like, "All right, man, you 18 yet? Nope. All right, man," and just walked off.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then when he was on that little thing supposed to be the Bachelor, and then he drugged that woman in. They put the camera on him, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm just making sure she got home." And then he took her shoe.
I forgot how wild Quagmire was.
Like, don't get me wrong, I like Quagmire's character, but what did people do that was that bad?
I couldn't
Nothing
tell you.
that I know of. I mean,
And see, to be honest with you, if we look at it, it's a lot more TV show. You can't be mad at Lil Nas X when South Park had a whole relationship between Satan and Saddam Hitler.
Oh Jesus.
he's not lying.
And they was having butt sex.
Oh Lord.
I mean, it's probably shows worse than out there than what Looney Tunes did. Like, it's some shows that I grew up watching, and I realized if you think about it, they low key might be racist.
Yup.
Like, think about the Smurfs. They was all blue. They had one girl. Everybody wore white except the older one. He wore red. That's kind of a identity for the Ku Klux Klan. The oldest member, the highest ranking member, wore red. Everybody else wore white. Think about Smurfette.
I can hear that.
Think about Smurfette. The only female, but they was having babies.
Jeez.
Where do them babies come from? And Smurfette was the only lady. Don't make me get on SpongeBob.
Oh, let's not do that.
SpongeBob was that dude, but SpongeBob was kind of curious to me.
Oh god.
Oh well, I mean they confirmed that.
Okay, so I didn't know. I started watching it after a while.
Yeah, they went full on and confirmed that one.
Okay. Think about Scooby Doo. Shaggy and Scooby, y'all go this way. Me, Daphne, and Velma gonna go this way.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna ruin it for you, Jay.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. That's the issue. Carlton is hitting on some things.
Now I can even do it with some of the anime.
What anime?
I'm not gonna ruin it for you.
Well, I mean, obviously you can. I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't.
I'm curious. Not gonna lie.
Sailor Moon, look how she was. How was they dressed? I'm like, wow.
Well, Sailor Moon was problematic because Sailor Moon was in middle school and that dude was in high school.
Oh, I would.
I didn't know that. I was talking about her outfits. I was talking about their outfits.
That was problematic for another reason. Let me get about on here.
Just if you really just sit here, just think about some of these shows. Like you really got to think about like certain episodes. We can use The Simpsons. Like when one episode where Ned was dating the teacher, and then they took Ned to the bar, and he was sitting there, and then like everybody was like they had a piece of the teacher.
No god.
And then so like when Ned went to go see her, and he wanted to kiss her, and then only he could see was the whole town.
Oh my god!
I like damn. And I know the worst part about it, I know the episode. I can't even think of it right now, but I know the episode number. That's how bad it is.
They was really saying that teacher was for these streets.
She was.
You truly hate to see it.
And then think about all the times that Missy wanted relationships with Ash.
Hey, how are you gonna do?
Yeah, Misty.
How you gonna do Misty like that?
She did. You can tell it. You can tell they had something going on.
Well,
Ash and Misty.
She had something going on. Ash was always like,
yeah.
They made Ash stupid, so he didn't know anything that was going on.
And then think about Brock, always trying to hit on the women. His Thursday ass. He always wanted to marry Jenny. And he was like, "You're the most beautiful Miss Jenny I've seen." She like the same one. The last 20 of them. Then they get this one cartoon my sister watched, right? It's about like I wouldn't say the police department, but it's on it comes on Comedy Central. One time the animals was having an orgy.
Oh wow.
That sounds
wow.
I feel like you know it. I feel like you know that was that.
I feel like I do. That sounds roughly familiar.
I think it's PD something. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, it's something PD.
And what about the other one, Big Mouth? Don't make me get started on that one.
Don't slander Big Mouth. That was too sacred to me.
I like that one. No, but there's this one, right? It's about a family, and they based out of the 60s or 70s, right? So like they got three or four kids. So like season 1, the dad and mom, they kept having problems because the kids, they don't listen. The dad, his own person works the job. The mom really don't work the job. She sells like Tupperware or something right there. And like little boy, he was mad at the parents, so he went in their room. So the mom and dad went in the room arguing. Next thing you know, they have sex on there, and the little boy look up under the bed.
No,
I'm like, he
my
see
God.
the dad ball sack hit
Graphic
the mom
stuff.
vagina.
Wow.
It was. I was like, wow. But it's a lot worse cartoons out there than what Pebble. Only thing I ever seen him do was just kiss the girl.
Yeah.
But it until I think people see stuff what they want to see controversial. Only thing he ever did was
Yeah,
kiss.
it's a lot of picking and choosing instead of just like if we gonna do this, let's just knock all the stuff out that y'all want to say like is problematic. Because like if not, like it just seems like y'all are picking and choosing what y'all find to be problematic.
Mm-hmm. And I ain't even gonna get on some of my favorite ones. I'm gonna leave them alone.
It's like a lot of my problem comes from the Lola Bunny thing because that was the Bugs Bunny counterpart.
What the hell she do?
Well, her like entire character got recreated.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Think about this. They got this picture that's floating around Instagram, right? It's an episode from Tom and Jerry, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rooster got him in this thing, right? But she's sticking something up his ass. And this supposed to be from like 1950, 1960.
Jesus.
And think about the episode of Family Guy when Peter said when they was moving to the South, and Peter said that's what the people said that the white people don't like the black people because the black people lazy, but the white people are extremely more lazy than the white people, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about some of them episodes, and when they be talking about Southern folks be sleeping with their cousin,
No.
and then you see
Yes,
somebody
there's
coming out.
plenty of problematic things that could be taken off, but Lola Bunny, that's what we fix. I just can't believe it, man. I feel like we've fallen so far from grace.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's worse of shows out there than the Looney Tunes. I ain't never thought of like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's way worse out there than the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
According to them it's not.
Have you seen when that dude got arrested? But he had a tag on back his truck. I eat ass, and he got arrested.
Dang.
And then the police officer said, "What about my son seen it?" And then he asked me what do that mean, and I had to explain that to him. And then it was gonna be an awkward conversation.
Wow.
But that's the problem that you got to deal with.
Yeah, that's your child. You need to handle your child better. You got to prepare your child for what's out here on this world. Think about it, Jay.
Okay.
The much shit we do at work, it goes on any job.
Yeah.
You just gotta be comfortable to enough. Cause do you know how many times a female ever told me? Be honest with some of these females, they be that's why some of the females like, and they be so blunt to some of the stuff that people say to them because they heard it all their life. It was this post on Twitter a couple years ago. The girl said, she said, ladies, when did y'all find dudes found y'all attractive? And all of them said at school or at church or on the job.
Well.
And then most of the women say that's where they really get hit on it. And the job was probably the number one. Or the teacher said something sexual to them.
Oh, Lord.
Or the pastor said something sexual to him. Or them. Think about it. Wow. If you ever talk to dudes that's over 30 that was joining the Boy Scout and they gay, ask them where they came out at. 75% of them will say they had a sexual contact experience in the Boy Scout.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, glad that was something I never dabbled into.
Same.
That's why now they got this commercial, and they was like they paying people off, but you can't now they got a commercial like you got to feel it was I think it ended last month
Mhm.
where they was giving the Boy Scout put up to like $200 million, and they was closing all these cases and they was paying out settlement.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
You see what I'm saying? Just think about how much. Be honest with you, how much stuff they really actually, how much really of this stuff they covered up. Think about the Michael Jackson trial. Do you know there was a strong the dude tried to sue Michael Jackson family again
Yeah.
because he blew all the money. You see what I'm saying? But you can't do it now because Mike dead.
Yeah.
I felt like if anything had actually happened, they would get more money by just staying quiet.
But yeah, just really just think about how many people out here that had a bad experience with somebody or a place.
That's very true.
You
That's
see
a
what I'm
little bit of
saying?
everybody.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell y'all this story.
Okay.
This is something off my personal experience. I knew this woman. I used to hang out with her son. We was neighbors, right? One day she got this letter in the mail, and they was inviting her to some sex party,
Oh my god.
Wow.
and she asked me to go with her.
Oh.
She was not attractive. She was somebody's grandma.
Oh.
She was a big woman and not attractive.
You hate to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Going out sad.
Also, you gotta think about how many times some older woman ever said something to you and you just didn't realize it. Because as much as they can say we're pedophiles, it's just a number. It's a whole bunch of women right now in jail for sexual crimes also.
Yep.
So just think about how many times an older woman ever hit them, y'all.
I don't want to.
Yeah, neither do I. I'd rather not. I mean, unless they starting to pay.
Lord.
Secure that PS5, man.
I'm out. I'm out.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's something we deal with on an everyday basis.
More so than we probably think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is even more surprising.
Yep. Because I think sometimes when a woman reaches a certain age and she don't have certain stuff, she's become really desperate. That's when I made a comment about like older people with dogs and stuff today. And you always see them, their whole life revolves around that dog or that pet. Oh, there go Pookikins.
Jesus.
Oh, there go Pookikins. She ain't had no dick in a while.
Wow.
Better go get that PS5. That's why Pookikins over. Just think about it. What's that movie called? Antoine Fisher. I think when that woman was molesting him and stuff in the basements and stuff. I think that was Antoine Fisher or something like that.
I don't
Think
know.
about Precious. Think about the movie Precious.
Oh.
Her dad was molesting her.
So sad.
Mm-hmm. And you know
So
the best part about it? That's not the real story in the book. I read the book.
What book?
Some of
Precious?
them other girls. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a book.
Yeah. Some of them girls that in class with her, they had some rough childhood.
Mm.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. How many times y'all ever heard one of them inappropriate stories that started at the church?
Mm.
Not too many. I don't particularly hear a whole bunch about the church goings on.
Think about the Catholic. Think
I
about some of them
don't
pictures.
want to think about what they got going on.
I'm just gonna say it like this.
That's not something I ever want to really think about too hard.
No, just think about some of them pictures and some of them statues where they really look like. Yeah, it's always a man with a little boy on the cloud.
Oh God, please stop.
He's not wrong.
He's
That's
not.
the sad part.
I'm sorry. I'm shut up. Think about Forrest Gump, mama. What she did to get him in, keep him in school. Think about how many women actually have to do stuff like that, or how many times the female needed $40.
Well, at least they know they have a means of going and getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, unfortunately, I don't see them having that luxury.
Be honest with you. If you walk up to 5 women and ask them to sleep with you, all 5 of the women will reject you. Female can walk up to 25 dudes. She gonna have a line around the building. You think about it. That's the society we live in.
But it's not the society that we live in. It's just the way that works in general. Because no matter what people want to say is guys and girls play 2 different games when it comes to the selection process. What was it? This dude was saying guys have to have a good approach in order to get anything. If you don't have a good approach, you're going to get shut down. However, the one that really holds the key to all of it is well, okay, let me put it this way. It's like guys all have a key, girls all have a door.
Mm-hmm.
Not every key unlocks every door. I mean, not every door should be unlocked by every key.
Okay.
Because it's not that much. That door really isn't that valuable if I can just use any key to open it. But on the other side, a key that can unlock any door is a lot more valuable.
That's true.
So
but sometimes, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go.
It's that's why there's such an issue between girls and guys doing different things, and then people saying it's a double standard and whatnot. It is and it isn't, because you're playing 2 different games with 2 different types of people.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like sometimes, as us guys, we play checkers. Women play chess because they strategize it, and they use who they deal with as a benefit. Because I know some females, they got dudes that will just work on their cars and they don't have to pay a thing.
Yeah.
We guys, you let me get some right now. I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it for good term. Like Uncle Ben said, come great powers, come great responsibilities, and I think women know how to use it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the happy wife, happy life comes from. God, my head is pounding.
Damn.
But yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah.
Very valid.
Choke his ass out. Choke his ass out.
because I know a very specific person would have a problem with what I just said.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like they should be able to explore their sexuality and whatnot. It's like that's not wrong. That's not wrong at all. However, you have two different types of things. Like guys have to build their worth while women have to preserve it. I was like, and it's not wrong for it to be based on stuff like that, because like legitimately, like most guys don't look at like a woman's finances, like and that's like more so of a guy that like has himself together. I can't speak for those that don't. I can only say that for the people, for the guys that do, like top, I guess when I want to say like 10% of guys, they're not looking at wealth. They're not looking at a monetary thing.
But sometimes I'm gonna tell you, I off of experience, someone be looking financially stable, and they really don't. But I feel like that goes for anybody, man or woman. Some people look financially stable,
and they're really not.
Mm-mm.
Good point.
Yeah, I believe that. Both sides.
Mm-hmm. And I think
just
some
like
people just
put it.
And I feel like sometimes some people just rush into a situation where they make bad choices, but they don't realize they're making the bad choices until it's too late.
Yeah.
To me, to be honest with you, one of the biggest things I think people need to start paying attention to is who they get pregnant.
That's very true.
Because, like, think about it. If it costs $20,000 to have a baby, that's just to have it at the hospital, not including the rest of the hospital bill. So we'll say you had a $30,000. You're already in $30,000 in debt.
Yeah.
After the baby's born. Are you think you ready for that? And then you got to put them in daycare. And then nowadays you just can't put them in anybody's daycare. You can't have your auntie watching them. Because how you see how some of these kids be brought up now in some of these daycare.
Yep.
I was watching this producer, his name Mouse on the Beat, and he was doing this challenge called Knees Like Megan, right? So I'm watching this one girl. Now reading the capture. The capture said, didn't know my grandbaby came in. This woman looked like she was in her mid-30s.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, wow. What is in your water? You know what I'm saying? Most of these women are under 40 and are already grandparents.
Yeah.
Like, remember what that one person just said? She's 40. I'm 38.
I'm
37.
Lord. You referred back to
I
that
don't
quick.
got no kids.
Granted, you did say you were behind.
I am. But see, I feel like if I get somebody pregnant, the first thing I'm start doing is saving money for daycare. Because I really don't want my child to go to none of my family members. Because on that thing, my child gonna do is be watching the heat of the night and eating pork chop sandwiches. Think about that. Have you ever met a kid that knew every song on the radio or everything on TV? And I'm talking about nothing positive, always something bad.
Yep, product of their environment.
Yeah, think about that 5-year-old that know who 21 Savage is. And what he really talking about. Or them kids that you be seeing on TV that be pulling out guns and stuff and shooting guns at 3 and 4. And saying, I'm a real nigga. I'm a real nigga. I'ma shoot you. Think about that.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but like, I mean, that's just what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they like to teach. They're like, I feel like a lot of them are getting enticed by the quote unquote
The
like,
lifestyle.
yeah, oh, I'm a dad, or I'm a mom, when they don't even really know what they're getting themselves into.
Because I remember this was, I remember like this. It was always this saying, especially from the black community, and it comes from the women that was under 18, right? They get pregnant at 16. Oh, I'm grown. I'm grown. I'm grown. I don't gotta go to school no more. You barely got a pot to piss in. You can't get an apartment until you're 18.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you and your mom standing into it. Now you on the streets. Now you at your homegirl mama house. They going through the same thing. Man, because it was a strong point where like a lot of these females was actually staying in hotels in Greenwood or sleeping on their homegirls for. That's why I say, off a past experience, have your own place. We already know who I'm talking about in this situation. That's why I be saying the stuff I be saying. We already know.
Yep.
Get your shit together.
Oh yeah.
Because you do not want to stay with somebody who really don't want you there. Them hotel rooms is not cheap. Most people think all that shit is cool, but it's not. It's best to have your own shit.
Exactly.
If you had to work 2 jobs and drive for Uber, get on your own shit. It ain't like nothing. It's the best thing you will ever do is have shit for yourself. Have something going for yourself. If you had to sleep in a car, it's better than staying in some of them hotels and staying with people. Because off of one of my experiences, we used to say with this one person, you had to watch your stuff. You go to the store, you had to put your stuff in the car.
Oh Lord.
Or you had to have somebody watch your stuff, and then you still had to take stuff that you really want to keep on you.
No, that's not the way to go.
Nope. It's not.
I mean, but people are trying to be so independent so early.
It's ridiculous. It's truly ridiculous. Like I know this one girl, she was telling me, she said she left her mama's house when she was 17.
Oh Lord.
She ended up using her cousin ID to get a place. She said she ain't never went back. She said she struggled. She wasn't going back. You see what I'm saying? It really takes a lot out of you.
It does, but sometimes like I do feel like it goes back to the initial parenting of the house, because like I don't feel like not to say that I don't feel like not to call somebody a bad parent, just that I feel like better parenting practices lead to less situations like that.
But I mean, I think sometimes some people just don't want to follow the rules. You know, saying that we can always send that back. Like some people don't want to follow rules.
That's what I'm saying. It goes back to the parenting practice, because like, you know, you have to realize that you're dealing with another human being, and that you not need to a certain extent treat them as such, and like raise them in a way to where they are receptive to what you're saying, despite it not necessarily being something that they want to do. And then they'll think about it with a lot more of a, I guess I want to say, mature mindset.
Right.
Because they understand it, like, you know, there's consequences to all action. What is it I'm okay with having? What am I okay with dealing with? What am I not okay with dealing with? Is this a road I genuinely want to go down? Is it not? Like to where they think about, like, you know, their stuff a little bit more than just like, oh, I'm just living in the moment. I'm just going to do what I want, and nobody going to tell me nothing else.
Yeah. That's when you get them females that act just like their mama.
And you can't tell nobody nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's what say lady mama say. You can't tell me shit. I've been on this goddamn earth for 40 fucking years. Like, wow. But then and I think also people need to realize they are able to change their mind frame. Cause like it was something that you said in the Blackout episode. You was like, as black people, we adapt to survival mode. Like we in survival mode every day.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes when we need to learn how to put it on another level. And like learn like maybe a level that we really need to learn something from somebody else. Cause it was this article I read. And the dude, he said he did a survey. And he said every black person under 25 really have to get it for themselves. And then when they stay with their parents make them pay half the bills. He said in a white household, them white kids don't pay no bills until they leave.
Yeah.
So that's why they get out there, they have 20, 30, 40, $60,000 in the bank account. And they go straight to buy home because their parents taught them financial. Like some of our parents really never had a savings account. And saving money for them was saving $40 every week and putting it in the envelope and hiding it somewhere. But that's really not a savings account because you know where it's at.
Yeah.
Because with most savings account, you gotta go there through certain times and you can only use it so many times.
But even so, it's still better than like being in a position where you're just like, I don't feel like as a parent, like after like, I feel like you shouldn't like to a certain extent. I don't feel like you should kick anybody out unless like, you know, it's absolutely warranted. Like, you know, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not complying. They're either causing you harm or whatever. So yeah, they gotta go. But in the event that like, you know, you're raising a respectable child or whatever, you don't need to put them in a position to start paying bills once they get to a certain age, because that's not, yes, they live there, but those bills are your responsibility.
Mm-hmm. But do you think everybody thinks like that?
No, and that's what leads to, like, you know, like you said, like, you know, a lot of black kids being in the position of where they feel like they need to get out because like why should I be paying for it's like why should I be paying your bills?
Mm-hmm.
Those they're not under my name. Yes, I live here. As long as I'm like, you know, doing something to better myself and not like, you know, causing y'all any trouble or like any in any what's it called, like trouble with the law or anything, they should be able to stay there rent free because you're not my landlord, you're my parent.
Okay.
That's true.
And the second that you want to be one, you're no longer the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if it comes down to me, you being like, you know, my landlord now, then I can hold certain things to a standard. And I was like, okay, if you're going to be the landlord now, then now I need to do now I expect this. Now I can expect this. Because if I'm paying you for something, then I should be able to expect something, not just to be able to live there. Say something goes out. All right, go ahead and get that replaced. So you're not going to help? No, I've done my part. And I was like, it's not my responsibility as a tenant to the place that you, like, you know, are in control of to fix things. That's your sole responsibility. I'm just supposed to be here. If anything goes out of whack, then I'm supposed to let you know. And since something did, go ahead and get that fixed. And I'm not going to give you any money until this is fixed. And it sets so many up for once that starts to happen, it sets the parents up for failure because then it becomes a money issue. Mm-hmm. Like if the kid like just doesn't have it that month, they treat it as if that kid is like negligent and everything is like, you know, that just creates like tension between them that didn't need to be there. And then now the family's broken apart over y'all not being like, y'all trying to be extra. Because personally, like, if you can't afford it, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
If you are in a position to where you are dependent on your 16 or whatever year old to help you with your bills, you need to reconsider your bills and what you have going on. It is not that 60-year-old's responsibility to get a job as soon as they get 16 to help you out.
That's true.
If you can fix it. I understand there's some situations where it's like, y'all are just like doing the best y'all can. And like, it might be for the best that like, they can get a job and help out. But if that's not the case, stop with that BS. Because that's just going to ruin the relationship between you and your kid. Because money ruins a lot of relationships.
Yeah,
that's true.
And the last thing you want to do is to have some petty little argument about like rent with a 17 or 18-year-old. And then now y'all not close no more.
Yeah.
Now they don't want to have nothing to do with you. And now you feeling some type of way when they done moved away and they don't F with you like that no more. They don't even call you because because that's the last thing that they remember in their mind. Like they gotta to remember that they're raising like human beings that are going to go along in this society, and that's going to create like trauma that they're going to have to deal with, and then that's going to create issues and insecurities and stuff that they're going to have with other people. It's just bad all the way around.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because like I had felt the same way. Well, I have not felt the same way. I feel the same way as what I'm speaking is like, it's like that's not something that I would ever do to my kids.
Yeah.
No matter what position that I'm in, I'm never going to, like, even if they try to give it to me, I'm not going to take it. That's not your responsibility. This is my responsibility because this is the stuff that I got. This is the stuff that I signed up for. I have to take care of this stuff as an adult, and I don't need to put that on you because you're my child.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I need to be able to like give you a sense of integrity to where like it's like, okay, if I make this bet, I gotta lay in it. If I bit off more than I can chew, I gotta deal with the resulting factor of whatever happens from when I bit off. Because it's not fair to some 16-year-old that's already dealing with a whole lot of mess that they have to deal with just at school in general, stressed out about classes because teachers are they just don't care, and they have to get all of these good grades, otherwise people are going to think that they're stupid. And then they got to deal with the fact that like they don't know if somebody's going to come and shoot up their school or not.
Yeah.
They got a whole bunch of stuff that's going through their head, and now they got to leave from school trying to maintain their grades because you spazzing out on them because they bring home a C. And then they got to go into some job, like some fast food job where like they got like 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds yelling at them about insignificant little stuff like not getting their napkins, and now they're getting cussed out by somebody else's mama. That's too much stress to be putting on to a kid and then just think it's all right because like it's like, oh, you grown now you need to help me out with my bills. No, if you couldn't handle those bills, then you should have got that stuff rectified.
Yeah.
But that's why I feel like it goes. Ultimately, I feel like it goes back to the parents. I don't even necessarily feel like it's not that people can follow rules. It's just when you're unrealistic with your expectations and your rules and all this other stuff, it makes it harder for people to want to be able to comply. Because there's plenty of people out here that have gotten themselves up into some mixed up different things that don't necessarily have any problem with like following a set path, just as long as that set path isn't unreasonable on their end.
Okay, yeah, you went off on that one.
You did.
No, because I just genuinely have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it happen to so many people. I'm like, that's so destructive. And for no reason. It's like all you have to do is just like handle your own bills. If they decide to go out and get their own phone bill, then that's the bill that they need to handle. But all of the stuff that's in your name, you need to be taking care of that.
And I get where you're coming from on that.